Title: A Love That Grows in Christ. In a small village nestled at the edge of a vibrant forest, there lived a young African girl named Sarah. She was known throughout her community for her beauty, both inside and out. Her heart radiated kindness, and her laughter was as warm as the sun that kissed the earth each morning. But Sarah's beauty was not just in her outward appearance. It was in her soul, in the way she cared for her family, and in the deep love she had for her faith. She lived a simple life, but one filled with love and reverence for God. Sarah had always been taught to place God first in everything, and she carried this lesson with her every day. She spent hours in prayer, asking God for wisdom, strength, and guidance. But she also prayed for one other thing, something that weighed heavily on her heart: a partner who would walk beside her in faith, someone who would share in the joy of growing in Christ. One Sunday afternoon, during a youth fellowship gathering at church, Sarah met beloved Paul. He was new to the village, having just moved there with his family from a nearby town. Beloved was tall, with dark eyes that seemed to hold a depth of wisdom far beyond his years. He had an aura of calmness about him, but it was his love for Christ that immediately caught Sarah's attention. Their first conversation was simple, like any other. Beloved shared that he had been raised in a Christian home and had always known the importance of faith. But there was something more to his words, something that spoke to Sarah's heart. It wasn't just that Beloved talked about God, it was the way he spoke. His words were full of reverence, humility, and a sincere desire to know Christ more deeply. Sarah found herself captivated not only by his gentle spirit but by the strength of his faith. As weeks passed, Sarah and Beloved spent more time together. They would sit under the large mango tree by the church, discussing their favorite Bible verses, sharing their hopes, and praying together. They spoke of the future and the dreams they had, but always with the understanding that their journey was guided by God's will. Their love began to blossom in the most beautiful way, not in the fleeting, worldly sense, but in a way that was rooted in Christ. They supported each other through struggles and celebrated each victory with praise to God. Sarah could see how Beloved's faith was growing stronger each day, and Beloved admired how Sarah's love for God seemed to shine brighter with every passing moment. But their love wasn't without its challenges. There were moments of doubt, times when they questioned if they were truly following God's path for them. There were also external pressures, family expectations, the demands of life, and the difficulties that sometimes come with young love. Yet, through it all, Sarah and Beloved held onto each other and to God's promises. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Beloved took Sarah's hand and led her to a quiet spot near the church. They knelt together in prayer, thanking God for bringing them into each other's lives and for the love they had found in Him. "Sarah," Beloved said softly, "I believe that God has brought us together not just to love each other, but to serve Him together. I want to walk this journey of faith with you, to grow in Christ and to build a life that honors Him. Will you share that journey with me?" Tears of joy filled Sarah's eyes as she nodded, her heart overflowing with love. "Yes, Beloved, I want nothing more than to grow with you, to love and serve God together." From that day forward, their love continued to grow, rooted in faith, nurtured by prayer, and strengthened by the love of Christ. They became an example to others of what it meant to love deeply and faithfully, not just as individuals, but as a couple united in Christ. As the years went by, Sarah and Beloved Paul married, surrounded by their families and friends. Their wedding was a celebration of not just their love for each other, but of their shared love for Christ. They knew that their journey had only just begun and that as long as they kept Christ at the center of their relationship, their love would continue to grow, strong, enduring, and everlasting. And so, Sarah and Beloved walked through life together, side by side, growing not only in love but in faith, trusting in the plan that God had set before them. Their love was a testament to the power of faith, a reminder that when two people come together in Christ, their bond becomes unbreakable and their hearts united forever.